We are McAfee. The fuck? What's that got to do with where I'm going? Hold on. Sorry about that. We're just having technological warfare right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are watching and we're live, oopsies. Now live, yes.
So fun.
We are live.
Okay.
We're live. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday Hump Day, which means it's time for Boob Tube. And Boob Tube isn't Boob Tube without my beautiful co-hosts, Casey Carter and Desiree Desirable Bottom, who is right there. There she is, asking
Hi,
shall receive.
we're back.
Maybe I should have did the intro in Vietnamese.
Yeah, with pixelated Wi-Fi.
Hello.
There you go.
Freaking internet.
It's always one of us.
Yeah.
Always one of us.
Listen, we are
Nonetheless,
going to power through, and it's going to be great.
y'all, we've been trying to go live for like the last 5 minutes. But here we go. Here we are. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Hey, everyone. If you're watching for the first time, we are the Boob Tube crew. I am Kari Platt Pussy Anthony, and this is
Casey Carter.
whichever.
And that's Desiree, Desirable Bottom. Not this one, but that one.
Konnichiwa. Oh, wait, that's not
Hi.
Vietnamese. Okay. Hey, Whitney. Hey, Zany.
Howdy,
So welcome to our channel. Well, actually, this isn't our channel. We hijacked it.
I was going to say, it's ours now.
It is now. Welcome to the Boob Tube YouTube.
With your host, Casey Carter, Kari Anthony, and Desiree.
So every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we talk about what's on TV, in the movies, and basically on your Boob Tube or streaming service, whatever you're watching. So for those that have returned and come every week or just show up every once in a while, hey, welcome back. And hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot when you subscribe. Also, like, share, comment, and all that stuff because it helps as well. We would like to continue to hijack this YouTube. So yeah. So this week, y'all, what about it? Yeah? That's all you got for me, Casey?
Listen, I think I am tired of myself talking about my day job. So what I'm going to say is, Kari commented on the fact that my background is different. I am in a different location. Hold on. So I am in a hotel room right now because I got invited to participate in a golf event. One of the vendors I work with is participating in this golf event. And she's like, I need a foursome. Be on my team. And I'm like, okay, you do know I don't play golf. She's like, yeah, I know, but neither does one of the other people in her foursome doesn't play either. She's like the official golf cart driver, and she smokes like a chimney. So I'm like, bet I'm gonna ride with her. She gonna smoke her cigarettes. I'm gonna smoke my cigars. We gonna be good.
Nice. Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
So tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning to about 6 o'clock in the evening, that's what I'm going to be doing. And then I have to do a meeting at 7 So we'll see how I am at that point. And interestingly enough, I ran into one of my board members and told them that I was doing this golf event, and so he was like, "So we'll know that you're tipsy." I'm like, "No, you won't. No, nope, not gonna be tipsy. Swear, not gonna be tipsy." So
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't think we're live, but we are.
yeah. So anywho, that's where I'm at right now.
Cool. My week was good. We had Canadian Thanksgiving.
What
That
is
was
Canadian
nice.
Thanksgiving?
We got to. It's like your Thanksgiving, but we celebrate a month early. So
Okay.
I was in a food coma all weekend.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yep, it was fun. It was great.
Okay.
I would have liked to have been in a food coma.
Can you guys hear the air in the background?
A little bit, not too bad.
Let me know if it gets bad.
I turned mine off because mine's super loud.
Yeah, well, I've been doing what I can to try to turn it down. Like I actually turned the heat up, turned the fan low. It still won't stop. So hold on, let me try to figure something out.
In the meantime, between time, speaking of full bellies, tried out a new steakhouse here in Baltimore.
There it is.
Well, actually Ellicott City. And it was so freaking good. And it's a newer restaurant. So I talked to the manager and was like, hey, I'd like to do an event here, a networking event with other influencers. And so we're working on some stuff. It's pretty cool. And I love places with good food. I mean, hello.
What kind
Good
of food was it?
Good
Yeah.
vibe. Steakhouse.
Ah,
That
nice.
sounds good.
So I
Yummy.
had a cowboy steak. It was
What's a
so.
cow? Oh wait, a cowboy steak is a specific cut of steak, right? What cut is
Mhm.
that?
So it kind of looks like a T-bone or it's like a ribeye, but it's like super thick and it still has the bone. Like it's really, I'm thinking about that steak right now. Like, do y'all do DoorDash? But yeah, so I did that today. I shot some content, finishing up the magazine and getting ready for my Chicago trip. I'm going to road trip to Chicago at the end of this month for a Halloween BBW bash. And a couple friends are going to go with me. So it's going to be fun. Some of my iHeart people.
Okay.
So yeah, there's that.
Woo woo.
But hi, Goat James. We see you. We see you.
Nice.
We always see
We
you.
are here. Where's Alex?
I know.
Axel Foley and Alex have not been in here for a minute. We need to.
It's like they pop in, and then we don't see them again. So
Y'all gotta do better.
just putting it out on the social media airwaves. We miss y'all. I mean, you know,
Right,
we are super appreciative for Jason, Zany, Goat, and
Whitney.
Thank you, Whitney. But we also miss our longtime other regs. So
Yeah. Come back to me. So I've been doing a lot of like coaching and consultations and like, so I wrote up some digital downloads a couple weeks ago and then I went live on YouTube and shared some of the information there. And so that's been very successful. So I've been doing some TikToks and some reels that are kind of, letting people know that I've got this information and I would love to share it. And yeah, so I'm doing these classes teaching. A lot of people are losing their OF accounts, and so I'm helping them establish. Yeah.
Why are they losing their OF account?
Well, it's no secret that OF for quite some time has not, well, I don't think they've really ever been SW friendly. And obviously a lot of things slipped and slid and then it got to a point, remember they announced that they weren't going to have any type of SW on the site and everybody went, oh my gosh, now what? And they said, oops, my bad, just kidding, we were just playing. Just wanted to see what y'all would say. And then they came back with a restructure of the terms of service, which is the reason why I left. One, I didn't like that they announced that they weren't going to support us because it was already obvious they didn't. But the fact that you like put out a press release about it was like a big F you to me.
Mm.
And then after that, they did this restructure of the terms of service, which makes almost all content that's in the adult industry pretty much against the terms of service. So it makes it real easy for them to be like, oh, you broke the rules, gotta go.
Wow.
And it
True.
didn't get
True.
so they didn't get so like super strict about enforcing the terms of service as much until 2023, and then
Okay.
even more so since like June. They
Okay.
have been like, oh, you've got a lot of infractions, you got to go. And so people are losing their pages left and right.
Wow.
And so I teach how to pick up the pieces and start over, as well as telling people how they can not necessarily avoid this, but how they can prepare
Mm-hmm.
and things that they can be doing in the meantime that just, for me, like they haven't taken my page, but like I am working it to get the extra money that my page makes without me really having to do much. But I know that at any day I'm going to wake up and be like, oh,
It's
today's
gone.
the day. Like they did with
It's
my
gonna be like
Instagram. They took my,
Instagram. Yeah, that's what I
yep,
was just gonna say. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
yep,
told you I lost my Instagram because they accused me of soliciting. And I'm like, have you seen my Instagram? I don't
Mm,
solicit anything. Nothing. I don't even solicit your
mm.
follow. Okay? That's how non-solicitous
right,
my Instagram was. And
Mm.
I attempted to get it back and I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all. Fuck it. I'll just start a
right.
new page and let it do what it do and whatever. Whatever.
Same. They took my first page. I think I got to like 45, 50,000 followers. And then this last page, I think it got to like
Yeah.
15,000 followers. And
Right,
so I'm
right.
just like, I don't even look anymore. I don't
Yeah.
know how many followers I have today, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, if
And that
you
was
know where to find me, Google me.
and and the funny thing was is that I was proud of how I had because I had gotten to about 15,000 as well, and I was proud of that because I did it pretty
Right.
organically. And when they snatched it, I think I was more mad about the fact that I worked hard to get it to that place, and then to be accused of doing something
Same,
I hadn't done. It was like
same.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't need
And
it. I don't need it. Forget it.
mine, I was in a live, and in the live, we were talking about
Mm.
OF. And not extensively, like I think it came up just like kind of briefly in the conversation, and literally in the middle of the conversation the live went dead, and it logged me out, and that was that. And I came back through another account to see that they went back live, and I'm like, I wasn't even the one that said it.
Wow.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's
Like that's
insane.
so. And I was like, I don't even have the energy to fight it.
Right, right.
Yeah, so
Eh,
anyways,
Listen. Anywho,
Yeah.
that's my
anywho,
feelings.
anywho.
Anyways, yeah.
So, well, in first of all, because you all know we love to talk about the fact that we have all of this chat before we go live. And last
Yep.
week, though, for those of
Cheers.
you that were with us, very cute, Des, we we sort of fumbled through our live, not knowing that we were live in some places and not live in other places. Well, we got our YouTube situation worked out.
Oh
Thanks.
yeah, I forgot
Thank,
about that.
yeah. Thank you, Jay.
Whoop
Thank you, Jay.
whoop.
Um,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then he let
Yay.
me know that the Facebook was never quite right anyway. So it was really just all about getting the YouTube back on. So we got the YouTube back on. But prior to coming on tonight, we had other technical difficulties. So you guys have no idea how much we really love you all because we be going through some shit so that we
Trust
can
me.
show
And
up and be here.
right, I have a full belly. I would have loved to have just been like, forget it. I'm gonna just lay down and take a nap.
Well, and same, because I'm like, I made a long drive during rush hour traffic so that I could get to the hotel in enough time that I could sit. And really, I was supposed to take a nap. I didn't even take a nap. Here's the thing, I love a hotel bed. And baby, let me
Yeah.
tell you, I laid on that bed and was like, you know what? If I close my eyes, it is night, night.
It's
It's
game
a wrap.
over. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
a
Word.
wrap.
Same
So
thing. If I
I
would have
kept
laid down, it would have been the same
Can
thing.
totally relate.
kept my little work dress
Relate.
on.
Relate for
I'm
sure.
like, I even changing my outfit because if I get too comfortable, forget about it. So
Forget about it.
forget about it. So yeah. But that being said,
So I do.
oh, go ahead,
I
girl.
do. Well, I would like
Yes.
to share. I would like to share my retail arbitrage experience today. Okay, these overalls.
Show us. Yes.
Now I didn't know when I got them. I just wanted a pair of. I wanted a pair of overalls because I'm doing National Farmers Day tomorrow. And so these were $10 at
Nice.
Goodwill, right? Brand new with tag and worn. Like I was like, "Oh yeah, $10." Cuz I've been looking online and they're like $50, $60 for a brand new pair of overalls, right? I come home, I look online, they are
Right.
$45 on eBay. I'm like, and that's used. I'm like, "What?
Damn.
Okay." Then I picked up a Cabbage Patch Kid for $15, brand new in the box, never been
Aw.
opened, $125 on
Mm.
eBay.
And this was
Now,
Goodwill.
let me tell you
Where did
why
you
I
go?
brought that up.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Where did you
Yeah,
go?
Goodwill.
Goodwill. So one of my
Goodwill.
coworkers,
Yeah.
she is a professional GW shopper, as she calls it, the GW, and she travels in our area to various Goodwills. She even she used to make an annual trip to Florida to some Goodwill
Mhm.
down in Florida.
In
And
South Florida,
oh, not even that far. It's not even South Florida, somewhere more central Florida. I forget where,
like
but
Orlando. Yeah,
I don't think it's Orlando. I want to say it's Central Florida, but more West Coast Tampa area, Central Florida. Um, but
gotcha.
but I mean, some of the stuff she picks up, like you're saying about the Cabbage Patch doll being $15 but $125 on eBay. Yeah, she shops like that, and she's very particular about which GW she goes to, because she's like, you got to go to the right GW that gets the right stuff. So yeah, you can clean up at if
It's
you know how to do it.
it it's not even getting the right stuff. It's that the people that work there don't really know the value. You want somebody that has like somebody who's on probation working there who doesn't care how much it's worth. They're just going to tag it and put it on the floor. Cuz one of the ones over here, not the one that I went to today, but the one that I've been to in the past, they know how much shit costs. And so even though they can't charge retail price for it, they'll put like a Vera Wang item and they'll make it like $40 or $50. Where this one that I went to, they'll make it $10 or $15 and be like, we don't care. We just want to get this shit out of here. And I'm like, it shouldn't matter. It's
Damn.
donated. It's donated. You paid
Yeah. Well,
$0,
I think some of that too, though, is related to
which
the
I much
idea that
prefer to donate.
they're waiting for it to not sell so that, they can make that purchase.
Well, little tip,
Should be.
friend of
Yeah.
mine was on probation
That would be a
and they had
smart
to
move.
work at Goodwill. And they were bringing things home. Like, they would get, like, TVs, computers, like, all kinds of stuff, and they were like, "The people that work there get the stuff first, so whatever
Mm-hmm.
hits the floor is just whatever nobody else wants and is
Mm-hmm.
left over." So I was like, "Well, I'm gonna get a job at Goodwill so I can just be like,
First
first come,
dibs.
first serve."
Mm-hmm.
Scoop it
Yep.
up.
I got
But
dibs.
anyways, so I wanted to share that. Yay. We're lagging. That's awesome.
So yeah. Anywho. So wait,
Anywho,
there
let's
was a comment that I wanted to go back to.
oh, German Shepherd Ramos.
Oh no, I didn't see that. And
Oh, he just put
Okay,
eyeballs.
first of all,
But welcome, German Shepherd Ramos.
Whitney, 23 days to Exotica. Woo woo.
Yes,
Woo,
yes.
woo,
Are you coming,
woo.
Whitney?
Let's
Do I get to meet
party.
you for finally after all these years?
And then Zany, I try
Tell
to
me you're
make
coming.
most of the shows. Really love that you ladies do this show. Thank you. Thank you. It is for reasons
We
like
do it
that
for
that
you
we make it a point of showing up. We make it a point to
as
show
much
up
as we
because
possibly
we dig
can.
doing the show and we dig the fact that you dig that too. So, yes.
Yes, we
And
dig
then
in.
Facts.
just because German Shepherd Ramos, just because. I ain't got no
Love
other
it.
reason other than just because.
Just because.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for coming, and we hope you subscribe.
We hope to see you
Please.
again. And Jason
And
loves the
yes, we'd like
goodwill
to see.
too, Platinum.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you can. I
Did
mean,
you
it's one of those things that you really gotta
what?
like look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I was
Yeah.
gonna tell you guys what happened. Like Rye brought up the goodwill in the
Okay.
first place. So
Okay.
I get the overalls the store and I get to the toy section. Now I typically won't go to the toy section because I have grandkids and I'll buy everything. And even though the toy section is probably where the most valuable things are, obviously it's how I ended up with the Cabbage Patch. So I see the Cabbage Patch and I am a huge Cabbage Patch fan. I had one as a kid and my sister and her
Sure.
friends threw it in a tree and that was that. I never got my Cabbage Patch back.
Boo.
And so, just for nostalgic purposes, I'm looking and I'm like, this would make a great gift for my granddaughter. So I'm looking and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is brand new in the box. And the guy that was standing there was like looking it up on eBay. He was trying to he was doing
Oh
like
wow.
real retail arbitrage like work. So he was like trying to scan the barcode and everything. So I pick it up because he didn't have it in his
Damn.
basket or anything. I
Yeah.
pick it up and I'm like, I think this would be great for my granddaughter. But he's looking at me like, now he has now seen how much that Cabbage Patch is worth. But let me tell you how shady he was. Another lady walks up and she's like interested in the Cabbage Patch as well. But mind you, by this time I have it in both my hands. So I'm ready.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Sorry, speaking of my daughter. So they're looking at me like, let one finger slip off that box.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
That is the
Yes.
soundtrack.
That's like
That
that
is the
Clint
Showdown.
Eastwood
soundtrack to the
spaghetti
Yep.
western
situation.
song.
Yes.
Yep.
There are other people, like it was starting to get so intense that people were coming from other areas of the store and like coming to surround either to spectate or maybe they were going to jump in too. I don't know. I just knew that these two people were looking at me
Oh
like, let
wow.
one finger slip off that box. So I'm like looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, do I really need this Cabbage Patch? Do I really need to buy this Cabbage Patch? It's $15. Is this going to be like a worthy purpose? And I was like, but I can't put it down because if I do to go look on eBay, because I only had but one hand
Forget
free. So I was
about it.
like, if I put I was like, this
Yeah.
cabbage, I was like, yeah, I'm taking this. And then, I'm like, I'm giving this to my granddaughter. I did the whole like emotional attachment to this item, but really internally, I'm thinking, I'm going to look this bitch up and I bet it's worth money. If it's not, I'm going to give it to her. But if it's worth money, cool. I get in the car, I look it up and I'm like, get the F out of here. $125.
Wow.
And I'm like, now I see why they were looking at me like, put that box down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just thought it was funny because as we're like looking at each other, so I'm there with my photographer, and my photographer is like sitting back in the cut watching this whole situation because he's eager to see how I'm gonna handle this. Because people know I am like 2.5 seconds away from like being nice to I will fight you for this fucking doll. Like so he was just like sitting back and he's just like chilling, like waiting to see how this is all going to play out. And like there was a moment where I kind of raised my voice because the lady was getting closer and closer and like was going to grab the box out of my hands. And I was like,
Mm.
I was looking at her, and the look on my face was, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Hello, Michael Anthony Alberto. So, anyways, that was my retail arbitrage Goodwill story. I
Okay.
got the Cabbage Patch, and it's worth some
Okay.
money. So, yay!
Woo-hoo. Speaking of worth the
Nice.
money, let's talk about
Stars.
Force.
Let's talk
Yeah, that was
about
good.
it.
Man,
Was it?
first of all, I had to catch up
So
because from all my traveling, I had gotten behind. So I spent the weekend catching up and was like, I was exhausted from catching up. I mean, man,
A lot happened. A lot
man.
happened.
yep,
Let's
yep.
start with the
Now
beginning scene of the
I
last episode. Go ahead.
I didn't see the very last one, but it's okay. You guys can talk about it. I just seen. Sorry, I'm just gonna say where I seen. I seen the one where Tommy ended up fucking the chick, and then he's like, I love her, and then at the end, all like Holly and all these other girls came out, and we're like, talking to him and stuff, and it was crazy. And I just seen that part, but I didn't see the one after that. So, but it's okay. You guys can talk about it because I'm gonna catch up anyway. So,
Okay,
let
well,
us know. Talk about it.
not too many things happen that you don't already know about. So the beginning scene
Okay.
is Claudia identifying her dead father's body, knowing how he got there, but she's playing this whole I can't believe this. Yeah. But she says,
Yeah.
"Can I have a moment alone with
Sympathy.
my dad?" And she leans over and she just is in typical Claudia fashion, makes some sort of comment,
Mm-hmm.
and then she starts crying again and leaves. So, yeah, that for me was very like, but now we know Claudia is basically all alone because she has made her bed and now she's lying in it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
there's
mean,
that.
because the bed she made was based on the fact that she got notification that things were going down 30 minutes earlier than had been previously decided. And she was supposed to tell her brother. And she did not because she knew that as long as her brother is alive, she
She would
will
never get
never
anything.
get to run the business. So she took a
True.
calculated risk in not telling her brother,
It didn't work out.
knowing that anybody who was in the house was going to get got. Anybody, didn't matter who it was. If you're in the house, you're going to get got. And so she basically
Yep.
set him up to get got. And when he found
But he
out,
figured it out.
right. Because remember, he was in her apartment, and that other dude was there and was like, you weren't supposed to be there. They, Kay came early. She was supposed to tell you. And she's like, she's trying to play it off like, you didn't tell him? And he's like, wait, what, bitch? That was you. And then she said, kaboom. And she laid him out. Let me tell you something. This chick has proven more than enough times that she is gangsta. She has proven it. And I don't know why they
True.
don't just let her have it.
Ruthless.
Because she is too sick and too letting everybody have it. Everybody. And then so in addition to that, you've got Tommy, and of course the girl from the other dude, other drug dealer, his sister. She basically is digging Tommy more than she probably would have wanted to admit. And he's digging her. He was already digging her, but she was, kind of playing coy. But now it's clear she dig him for real, for real. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dig him for real,
They
for real.
making their beds and they're lying in it.
Oh,
Yep.
they doing a whole lot more than just
But
lying in that joint. Mm.
so let's talk about Jannard and the girl. The girl is playing him for dumb, setting him up for stupidity, but she knows that.
True.
So she is actually more slick than I thought, because like when she had that conversation with Diamond and was like, here's what we can do. I'll give you this, you do that, da 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 da. And I was like, oh, okay. She about that business. I got you. And then when Jannard
I
shows up,
knew
she's
it.
like, yo, we can't let him do this with Tommy. We gotta take this. And I'm like, okay, wait, she is literally playing both ends against the middle. She gonna get whatever she can get from whomever she's talking to. So I'm like, again, this is another one of those moments. Now, Force isn't as female focused from the gangster perspective as what you call it is,
Ghost Book 2.
but this is coming out a little bit more gangster on that female side, because the sister Claudia, she's just hardcore, period. And this chick from the boxing gym, she's turning out to be quite ruthless as well.
I disagree, because Force started out with Liliana, who is gangster,
Yeah, well,
and Claudia, who is
okay.
gangster. So I feel like, in fact, more so, this started out being very female gangster driven, because it took a while for Ghost Book 2 to really implement Mary J's, what's her name?
Oh, so then no, not that one. I'm thinking not Ghost. I'm thinking the other one.
Raising Kanan.
That one.
Okay, yeah, because
Kanan?
that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Rock. That's Rock.
That's
Okay.
Yeah,
that I'm
she
thinking that one.
starts it off. Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, I agree.
Yeah. No, and so to your point, Carrie, no, you're right. It there was a little bit of a buildup for the other one. But Raising Canaan, oh no, that was straight out the gate, all about Rock.
Out the gate. Yeah.
Mhm.
But and I feel like one of the conversations that we had, we were talking about, like, a lot of people think that females make choices based off of feelings. But I think what one thing that we can say from all of these shows, and just any shows that are similar in general, is that people just fuck up. Like, people make mistakes, they miscalculate, they misjudge, they, get greedy. And that's
Mhm.
really, at the end of every one of these situations, it's usually greed that puts people, like the chick, the boxing chick. She sees Jannard is obviously struggling with addiction. She
Mhm.
knows Diamond is extremely dangerous. Her problem is she's so hyper focused on Tommy being this white guy that came in
Right.
and basically is running shit, that instead of figuring out how she could get her piece, and like I get it. I understand that they're in Chicago. There's a massive racial divide, and she feels like, oh, like she said, white people always come in and take what they think is theirs and always messing shit up. I get that. But at the same time, we're
Mm.
talking about a game that's dangerous. And like, you already seen that this guy is absolutely crazy. So for me, it's like, either step completely away or figure out how you can maneuver the situation so you can feed off the table too. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
playing a
Yep.
dangerous game by trying to walk in
Yep.
the middle, playing both sides, because you already know how this is going to end. Tommy's going to find out, or Diamond's going to find out, and then they're going to kill her.
Mhm.
And then it's just going to be, yeah. So it's like, oh, let me not say it.
But
They're going to off her.
the the greed, that's the thing, the greed,
Yep.
especially because she's not at the level that Jannard and Diamond are at. So this is, you're right below that level and you can literally touch it. And so you're calculating, what is it going to take for me to get to that next level? What is it going to take for me to boss up? Who do I have to take out? What risk am I going to have to take? And I didn't necessarily see her going that way, but these last episodes, she is certainly lining up her dominoes to take folks out. She is certainly doing that. So, yeah.
Well, the thing about Boxer Chick is that she never cared about Jannard. Jannard has always been a chess piece. She knew that Diamond didn't want to fuck with her, and Gernard is weak, so that she went for the weakest link, made him, whipped. He got him PW.
He whipped.
And
Right.
now he's whipped. He's addicted to the dope. Now he's whipped to the he's just whipped.
He's
Okay.
done.
He has an addictive personality.
Yeah,
Right?
something like that.
But
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, so he yeah, so she just, I mean, it's a calculated move, but it's definitely one that's going to play out against her. We'll see, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but
Either
it's getting
way,
good.
Gotta check it out. You gotta check it out.
Check out Force. It's on Stars. It comes on Fridays. So,
Not Sundays like Casey thought.
and you were arguing with me. You were like, I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
because
pretty
I
sure it's
thought,
Friday.
you know why? Because I thought one of the other ones came on Sunday. The truth of the matter is, don't ask me
It
what
does,
day
yeah.
a show comes on, because I watch everything on streaming and I watch it whenever the fuck I feel like watching it. So I have no idea what day it actually comes on.
Casey would like to say she is not the TV guide. Do not take time and channel information from her.
Don't do
Any
it.
of us, for that matter.
Don't
Love
do
it.
it. Don't do it. Because if
Love it.
Kari hadn't said it was Friday, I'd have told you for sure. I'd have gone in my grave on Sunday. So
She was fighting with me about it.
I wouldn't
Dead
say
set.
fighting. I would say I was
I mean,
adamant. But like I
You-
said, I'm so used to some of these shows. Like a lot of the shows do get put into that Sunday time slot. So I just instinctively was like, oh, it's Sunday. Don't listen to me. Like I said, when you watch streaming, you watch it whenever you want. And some of these shows, you know, on streaming, if let's say it is scheduled for Friday, that joint becomes available at midnight when you're watching it on streaming, as opposed to when you're watching it on cable. So definitely don't listen to me.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Sorry, sorry. I'm gonna go talk about Billions. I ended up watching a season. No, we're on season 7, but it's episode 6, and then the newest one is episode 7, which I just started watching a little bit of it.
Okay.
So I guess I could discuss that a bit. So what happened is on the just more recent episode is Wendy and Chuck's son wants to get his driver's license, so his learner's permit, and he didn't end up getting it, but the grandpa ends up trying to bribe the DMV test guy, and that didn't fly. Yeah. So you guys are gonna have to watch it and see what happens. And it's insane. It's just like they get almost like thrown in jail. Obviously not, because Chuck bails them out, but it was hilarious just to see like that happening. Like the grandpa was like, "Come on, like you're a sports person." And then that's something else that I also wanted to bring up. So Kari, I know you're a huge Raiders fan, and I am a huge Packers fan. So I didn't know, though, that the Packers were going to play against the Raiders Monday. I thought we were going to end up playing on Sunday. Lo and behold, somebody else told me that we were going up against your team on
and you lost
Monday. And and you guys ended up winning. So congratulations.
We won, but
hey, a win is a win.
Hey, a win is still a win. Yeah, a win is still a win in NFL and in sports. So congratulations. And yeah, so
I'm actually
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna get naked on YouTube. Don't worry.
Okay.
Casey's face. But
she got on a Raiders t-shirt.
I'm wearing Raiders. And I have Raiders Converse, so I was wearing those today too.
So
nice.
Yeah, because
Billions. Let us just so before the season got good and going, Lorenzo and I were kind of speculating on how we thought the season was going to go. Up until the most recent episode, up until this episode on Sunday, a lot of the stuff that he and I sort of were like, oh, you know, they could do this and they could do that. Like a lot of those things had happened. But there was a twist this weekend that, like, I watched it before he did, because again, when you watch it streaming, you get to see it sooner than later. So I had said to him when I watched it, I'm like, dude, they did something on this episode I didn't see coming. And I am sort of curious to see how it plays out next. But what's more interesting to me is, and because I don't want to say what the thing is that happened, because you got to watch it to see so that you can appreciate this. But the next episode, finally, Prince and Axe are in a scene together again, and it's been a couple years since that has happened, but they are in a scene together next episode. And
it's gonna get juicy.
So here's what I find fascinating about Michael Prince's character. When Axe was on the show, he positioned himself as a do-gooder. He positioned himself as being better than Axe. Axe was this shady, dirty, good for nothing, hustling, you know, cutting really bad deals, doing all kinds of underhanded stuff. And Michael Prince was a do-gooder, and, you know, everything is above board. And then he, you know, the minute he buys out Axe Capital and basically steals it from out under Axe, you find out he's a dirty, no good, low life. You know, he's no better than Axe. The difference between him and Axe is Axe owns his shit.
Yes.
Michael Prince, on the other hand, wants you to think he's a good guy. So, you know, to finally see him in his true self, I mean, he is not above. And this is what's funny. Axe isn't above doing whoever he needs to do to get what he wants. But we know this. So we're never surprised when he does it. Michael Prince, on the other hand, he's been cutting. I mean, I don't care how close you are to Michael Prince. If he has to throw you under the bus, put that joint in reverse, and roll back and forth over you to do what he got to do, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
And then play innocent about it. Oh, that is not how I anticipated this was going to go. I made a calculated risk, but you know what I mean? Like, he plays this whole, like, I just didn't know, but all the while you see, and definitely in this season, where Michael Prince is well aware of everything that he's doing. And I guess it just kind of goes to show, like, okay, let me turn these off because this is getting on my nerves. Somebody is going crazy on Reddit. It gives you a different perspective of Axe, because you see how Axe did what he did, and like, we really didn't care for Axe because he was just an asshole.
But we knew he was an asshole.
Right. But it changed the perspective, because now that you see Michael Prince does things and he does it differently, but it's the same shit that Axe was doing, it makes you really think back to Axe, like, he's really not that bad. Like, yeah, he was an asshole, but he owned it. He was at least honest about it, and he didn't deny it. Like, you would catch him in something and he would like, did you think it was going to go any other way?
Right.
That's fucking honest. Yeah. Like, yeah, he's a dick, but at least he's honest about it. Where Michael Prince is like, you know, oh, I never would have anticipated this. And you know what I mean? Like, he just acts like he's like some higher, mighty, high and mighty, bigger, better. Like, yeah. So,
and you know, it's funny because there was a time when I was selling real estate in Florida, and I worked with this company, and the sales manager, shady as fuck. And the guy who sat across from me in the office, shady as fuck. However, I was still down to work with either one of them because I knew they were shady, and I knew how to maneuver around what they were doing. Like, it wasn't, none of what they did was undercover, in the dark, a secret. We all knew where they were coming from. So it made working with
Right.
them easy because it was a choice. If you knew, understood that this is who they are and this is how they do what they do, you were now in a position to make a choice. Do you work with them? Do you not work with them? But when folks are being sneaky and they're trying to hide who they are and do their shit in the dark, it's a little harder to make that decision. And so you're a little bit more flabbergasted when you find out that they're shady. And like, oh my God, I had no idea. I would have,
Case in point, it's the same scenario when a guy says, "Hey, I've got a girlfriend," or "Hey, I'm married." And you get a choice if you still
Mm-hmm.
want to deal with him or if you want to walk away. So if
Right.
you stay, you already know what the scenario is. It's no secret.
Mm-hmm.
And so in most cases, there's no drama when things have to go, like, hey, so, things have changed. I got to go my way. I wish you nothing but the best. When you're not honest about it
Right.
and you lead people on,
Right.
and it's the same thing with the people at your job. The fact that they're like, you already know, you get to make an educated decision on whether you want to deal with them or not.
Correct.
They're transparent about what they're
Yep.
doing. So you can be like, all right, I just know how I want to maneuver this so I can protect myself. So I don't get any kickback from any of the shit that they're doing. But at the same time, and really, if you think about it, that's how businesses run. Not saying that everybody has to be shady, but
Yep.
like, we don't live in a world where everything's on the up and up. Like, that's
Right.
just the reality of the situation. So everything that you do in life is going to be sometimes the lesser of two evils, and you got to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people all the time, if you hear something about me, oftentimes that story is that I had to make a really difficult choice. Because trust me, if I can choose the option where nobody gets hurt, if I'm the one that can take the fallback, I will do it every time. Unfortunately, I don't always get that option. Sometimes somebody's going to get hurt, somebody's going to be upset, someone's going to be disappointed. And that's just how life is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, sometimes a tire blows out, sometimes somebody breaks into your house, sometimes shit just happens and there's things that can't be avoided. And that's the same thing as, like, just be honest. If you're gonna do what you do and be good at it, then just be honest about it. That was my TED Talk.
Thank you. Thank you. And in the midst
Thank
of
you
your
very
TED
much.
Talk,
Thank you.
Whitney says, well, just got my ticket to EXXXOTICA.
Oh my gosh, I get to meet you. Oh my gosh, Whitney, I get to see you. That's so awesome.
Exciting.
And it happened right here on BoobTube on EXXXOTICA.tv. You saw it live. Someone bought a ticket to EXXXOTICA. And we got Jason coming. Jason.
Jason. And Jason
Zany,
and
we need to
I
get you
stay
up
at the
here.
same hotel. So,
Oh, y'all be having breakfast together?
no, but we do bump into each other in the lobby. We
Oh,
do.
that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So what else are we watching on TV? Do we have anything else? I personally can't think of anything that I've
So,
watched.
okay. So, this other thing that I've been watching is called Gen V. It's on Amazon. And Gen V is, if you've watched The Boys on Amazon, The
Mhm.
Boys, if you're familiar with that, Gen V is sort of a spin-off of The Boys. And it is, let's put it this way, if it was on regular TV, it would be a CW program. Because if you know anything about the CW, it's very I don't even know what the right term is. It's the younger set. It's that 20 something category, that teeny bopper
Oh, okay,
category
gotcha.
in terms of the programming. So Gen V fits that particular demographic. But it is very interesting because The Boys was a very anti superhero.
Controversial.
Yeah, it's very anti
Mhm.
superhero, even though they are superheroes. They are like the
Mm.
antithesis of a superhero. They are superheroes who got real bad attitude problems and will take a motherfucker out in a heartbeat and not think anything of it.
Right.
Okay. And so Gen V is about these kids who go to a special school for kids with special abilities. And most of these kids have been given the drug that sort of brings out whatever their gift is. And the main star of the show is this young Black girl. Forgive me for having laughed, but her power, she didn't realize what her power was until she got her period for the first time. And she realized she could manipulate and control her blood. And she literally,
Wow.
yeah. She literally killed her mother and father in the bathroom with her menstrual blood. Again, I did
Girl.
say The Boys is a very
What?
unique program. So yes, so
Damn.
her superpower is in being able, like, she will literally cut her hand, and the way Spider-Man flings webs from his wrists, she flings blood from her hands. Again, forgive me for laughing.
That's insane.
It sounds funny when I say it out loud.
That's crazy.
But it is
Yeah.
quite interesting. I don't even know why I find it interesting, to be honest. It's because it talks like one of the other main characters is this person. First of all, the person has like superhuman strength, but at any given moment, they could be a guy or they can be a girl. And that's part of their power too, is the ability to switch their gender. Yeah,
That's interesting.
It is interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah,
So
I'm interested.
yeah, so this is Gen V on Prime. It's like I said, I started watching it mainly because I had watched The Boys, and this is from the same people who brought you The Boys. And if you've seen The Boys, you know how off the chain that program was. This is just as off the chain. So, yeah.
Mind blowing. Watch it. Do it.
Mind blowing.
So, that being said, unless anybody has anything else, you know what time it is.
We do know what time it is. It is time
Let's do it.
for boom, boom, boom. Make sure you come and see us at Exotica, New Jersey, November 3rd through the 5th in Edison. You can get your tickets at EXXXOTICAtv. And if you're a lady, check us out Ladies Free Friday. Sign up on EXXXOTICAtv and come see us December 1st through the 3rd in Washington, D.C., my backyard.
Woo woo woo.
And you can follow our pink boxes. These things down here has our social media websites and all of how you can reach each of us individually. Or you can always subscribe to this channel and keep it locked and loaded every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Boob Tube. And we are here almost every Wednesday.
So,
and
Okay, I'm sorry, Kari. I just thought about something that I don't know when it's coming on, but I just saw this promo. So when I was making my drive up to the hotel, Lorenzo says to me, Jada is talking, and she's talking about the fact that she and Will have been separated for like 7 years, la 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 la. And he's like, there's gotta be a book, there's gotta be an interview. Well, I get to the hotel, I'm flipping through the channels. She's done an interview with EXXXOTICA, and there is a book that apparently spills all the guts. So I'm hoping, I don't know when it is, but I'm hoping that between now and our next week, that this joint is on TV somewhere, because I want to talk about it.
I saw it too.
I think I seen it trending.
Was on Facebook. Yeah, it's trending. It's trending because she talks about when Will slapped Chris. She thought it was a skit until he came back and started yelling at Chris from the chair, and that she doesn't even know why it happened because they'd been separated for 6 years. And so, yeah, and that supposedly she made a commitment that she would never divorce him, which is why they haven't officially gotten divorced,
Exactly.
but they've been living separately.
Mm.
It all is very bizarre to me. Like, first of all, you don't owe anybody an explanation, but at the same time, you guys have been, I mean, I guess it's really none of our business. At the end of the day, it's really none of our business. But the fact that you've been like living a lie because you guys did this, like, it just feels stunty. It just feels
Mm-hmm.
like publicity because both of their careers have
Yeah.
tanked since this whole Will slapping Chris thing. And then Jada's getting ran through the mud because she had the affair with August. And apparently there's been countless other people that she's been having an
Mm-hmm.
affair with. So, like, I guess this is all for publicity so that they can get back into the public eye and people can start talking about them. And it's like, for me, my
A
opinion, and we'll
hamster
keep it
wheel.
real short. Well, for me, it's like the Kardashians. They will do
Yep.
anything and stop at
True.
nothing to keep their names relevant
Relevant.
in Hollywood.
True.
But that
And it's
is
like, we had so much respect for them.
Chris's whole her whole
Yeah.
point in life is to utilize that name and be relevant and make money from the name. So, I think the whole, like, the fact that all this time has passed since that interview, it's almost like you took this time. I'm sorry, not the interview, but the slap. You took the time to create more to talk about. And
Right.
normally I don't care, but when I saw that she actually had done an interview, and coupled with everything that Lorenzo told me, I was like, oh, I want to see this just because. Just because. I mean, because you all, they created such a bizarre environment for their children to grow up in. Some of the things they did as parents I found questionable, but
I
yeah,
feel like the part that really feels inauthentic to me is that you guys have round table, whatever the hell that shit was, and it was
red table
supposed to
talk.
be like real conversations with real people, red table talk.
Hmm.
Why weren't y'all at that table talking about how y'all are separated?
And the crazy thing is, they were busy
Facts.
putting all kinds of people's business on Front Street, but they weren't transparent about their own.
That part.
Mm.
Exactly.
Right?
So for me, this is when I
Mm.
saw that and I started reading the article, for me, this is the final straw. Like, I have zero support for them. I am so sorry. I loved Will and Jada. I thought they were an amazing couple. I thought that they were, even if they had like definitely unique ways of parenting their kids, I was like, all right, cool, new age parenting, cool, whatever. But this for me is like, you're really digging for straws for relevancy in Hollywood. And now I can no longer, like, the slap. I was like, now it's like I can't subscribe to any of your shit. Like, everything that you've said and done to this point is just garbage. And it's sad because I really wanted to have, like, you always want some sort of, and then the other part that I think that really bothers me is, like, they were selling this whole idea about people in Hollywood, black couples in
Hmm.
Hollywood could be successfully married. You're a fucking lie because you fucking weren't married. I mean, you've been married but separated. Like, that
Right.
that
Yeah.
I feel
No.
like I've been lied to and my daddy ain't my daddy. That's how
Yeah, I think, you overplayed your hand in an effort to be better. And it really wasn't necessary to say all
Right.
the things you said, do all the things you did, and then to have your business come out the way it did. Yeah,
Mm.
anywho,
Watch the interview and come buy our book. So anyways,
yeah.
with that being said, we want to say thank you to everyone who came out tonight and watched our show. show, whether you watched a little bit or all of it, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can get notified when we go live again or upload new content to the channel. Follow Exotica on social media. That's EXXXOTICA. And we will see you guys next week. Same time, same bat channel. Back to you, Kingsley.